What up? This is Robert Horry.
Horry, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
All right. Episode 204 of the Big Shot Bob podcast. B-Dog Brandon Harper. My name's Rob Jenners. Fresh off a plane from God knows where and getting back on one to God knows where. A seven-time NBA champion, Robert Horry. Where are you back from? Where are you going? I know this is the month of like travel hell for you.
Back from Indy for the Big Ten tournament, which was a good game, Wisconsin versus Michigan. Then back on a plane to go to Vegas.
Okay.
Then home, then Vegas, then home, then China.
Then China. God bless.
Yeah.
So what's Vegas? Is it a tournament?
Or just... it's just like a thing to kick off March Madness. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
it's just like a little fun.
Yeah, that doesn't.
It's not really work.
Yeah.
It's just fun. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good.
So, yeah.
That's good.
So,
I'll take that.
But I'm not going to be drinking because I know I got a lot of moving to do this next couple of weeks.
A lot. Well, yeah, because the minute that's the thing. Jet lag. I can't imagine what the jet lag is like to China. Now you're not there long enough to try to adjust to their time zone. I get that, but that has got to be a backbreaker though, of just being on a plane for how long is that flight? 14 hours, 15 hours or something?
15 hours. Yeah.
Oh God. By hour 3 on an airplane, I'm like, get me the F off this thing. Like I just want to do anything except sit in a seat.
It's weird. A lot of people, when they get on planes, they drink to make them go to sleep. I'm like, drinking on a plane just make me paranoid. I'm like, no, I'm not drinking on the plane.
You get paranoid.
Yeah.
Every little sound.
Like,
what was that?
Oh, shit. My senses perk up.
Where's the air marshal? Like, calm down, dude. What are you talking about? Calm the F down. What are you talking about?
I'm like Idris Elba checking out everything on the plane.
See, I went old school. I was thinking passenger 57. I went Wesley Snipes.
Well, I try to go for a more handsome guy to play me.
There you go. All right. Well, yeah, I guess that fits a little bit. All I see when I see Idris Elba is I see Stringer Bell from The Wire. That's all I have. I want the word out that we back up. That meme is everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, well, man, there's a ton going on. Look, since you're in the middle of working on the tournament, I guess we should talk about it. By the way, are we gonna do some show brackets? I feel like we should, right?
We should. I feel like we should. I feel like
okay.
I can look up this year.
You, I feel like, though, may have a little bit of a bump on us because you've been working these tournament games a lot. You've watched a lot of college basketball in the last month, and I'm just like, oh, like Duke looks good. Like I'm like, I don't know anything. So
yeah, but the problem is you're gonna get a team like a VCU or somebody else that you haven't watched. You're like, damn, they that good, So
Well, I mean, there's always one.
Yeah.
Or two.
Yeah.
A couple.
Well, you know what? Yeah, one team I really like a lot. I don't know why. It's Texas Tech. That's the one team I've been watching.
Okay.
Every time I watch them play, Toppin? Toppin be going off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love lefties though. So.
Okay. All right. Well, then we got to do some show brackets here. We'll figure it out. ACC. I watched a little bit of the ACC tournament. And Duke just was like, man. Just you couldn't find a way to stop him. Where's Cooper Flagg, by the way? Is he hurt?
Yeah,
he twisted his ankle.
Yeah.
Is he gonna play?
Well, the report is that he will play in the tourney. Now, a lot of people are asking whether or not he'll play in the first round because they're playing the 16 seed.
Yeah, right.
So they're asking,
seed,
which is Friday, and they're like, well, do we really need him for the 16 seed? Can we hold him off into the second round? So we'll see if he actually plays Friday. If I was Coach Shire, I wouldn't play him Friday.
No, I feel like, there are no safe bets, but that's probably one of the safest bets in sports. It's only happened like once ever.
Yeah.
That a 16s beat a 1. And Duke's too damn good. Even without
They got
him,
too much talent. Yeah, they got too much talent without him.
They're too good without him, yes. Okay, well, I heard he got hurt in the tournament. That's why I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Or not. And then how much Alabama have you watched? You got the 2 seed in the East. Robert Morris is your first round game. Number 15, Robert Morris, who I know visually nothing about.
I know nothing either.
I don't even know what state it's in.
Yeah.
Any guesses?
Robert Morris is probably in Florida.
Okay. Harper, any guesses?
I couldn't even guess.
Okay. My first guess was North Carolina, and I don't know why I guessed that. Robert Morris is in Pennsylvania. Oh, we're all big losers. All a bunch of freaking
Oh, we
losers.
should have known by the mascot.
What's the
What's the
mascot?
mascot?
Colonials.
Oh, the Colonials.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. I would have probably said Virginia if that was the case. Then I'd have been like, Old Williamsburg. Yeah, all right. So it's Colonial Williamsburg where they used to dress up. We're all wrong. All right. Well, there you go. Pennsylvania team. You've watched a lot of Bama. How do you feel about them going into the dance here?
The thing about Bama is they play fast, and which is why they get all the recruits. But when I watch them play these last couple of games, they've been really sketchy. So, I got them going up against Wisconsin in my bracket, and I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed because Wisconsin, after watching them, they're a very talented group. But
They were good. Yeah.
yeah, but they got this kid on there named Blackwell that's like a loose cannon. That mug will shoot you out of game or shoot you in the game. So
You got to love guys like that in college basketball. All think they're Luka Doncic. We're pulling up from the half court for no reason. All right, well, we'll do some show brackets. I'll send you guys a link, and we'll do we'll all pick our show bracket here. And if anybody else wants to get in on that, we're at Big Shot Bob Pod on X, on Facebook, on Instagram, on pretty much everything. And we'll kick you into the show bracket. My FAULs didn't make it this year. Final Four appearance a couple years ago. That was a nice little run. You ain't gonna see them no more. So,
yeah.
well, where do you want to go?
They always have that big that always helps them out. But
yeah,
this
they
year just
haven't really
little.
had it this year.
Yeah.
But, yeah. All right. Well, where do you want to start then? Besides the tournament, you want to go JD Bickerstaff? You want to go?
I want to do JD.
All right, let's do JD.
Because I was I was explaining to some people how this worked. I didn't see the game that he was mad with Shea, but
I went back and watched the little 9-minute YouTube highlight reel just to see some of it.
All right.
Just so I kind of could see some of it.
Yeah. So what players and coaches complain about is if Shaa Gil just goes to the line 10 times, that means he's got fouled on 5 shots, right? So what we say is you take Cunningham's. I didn't see the game, so I'm just going off what coaches are talking about. So you take Cade Cunningham. He was 5 for 18, I think, right? So you take 5 of those shots that he took. Now he's 5 for 13 because he gets fouled on 5 of those shots, the same shots that Shea gets called for. Now you with me? Now that's 10 free throws he gets, and they lose by 5 points. So those 10 free throws he get might make them win. Also, he's not 5 for 18 anymore. He's 5 for 13, which makes his percentage look better and makes his numbers go up. And I don't think people look at it that way because now you only looking at his shooting percentage. He was 5 for 18, but the same fouls that Shea got is what coaches and players want because now my shooting percentage looks bad. Now Shea's shooting percentage looks good. He goes to the free throw line on those 5 shots that don't count towards your field goal percent unless you make them. And people don't look at it that way. So now I got fouled on those 5 fouls. I'm going to the free throw line. And maybe I make all 10. Maybe I go 8. But think about that. If Cade Cunningham got those same calls that Shea got, they win that game probably. And that's what people don't look at. They say, oh, well, Shea's getting to the line. He's drawing his. Yeah, we don't care about that. We happy Shea can get those calls. We just want the same calls. Now I go to the hole. I do the same play that you just called on the other end. And I don't get that call. I don't give a damn what player it is. You got to keep it right. And that's what Bernie Bickerstaff was complaining about. And people don't look at it that way. It's like, well, Shea deserves it. No motherfucking player deserves it. I heard Big Perk talking about, every player he named was all players who had to earn it, and they still didn't get it. He knows one person he didn't mention was LeBron James. Because LeBron James don't get no freaking calls when you go to those same calls that a lot of guys get. LeBron, because the refs look at you as your stature, because you put Cade Cunningham up and you put Shaa Gil up, who's the bigger guy? Cade Cunningham. So he's not going to get the calls that Shea gets because refs sometimes oh, he's smaller dude, so he must have got hit. And so stop calling this because in the playoffs, he's not going to get these calls because the whole world's watching and they clearly going to see the discrepancy in calls on how certain players are treated. So that's where a lot of guys get mad at. I know it's a long rant, so I apologize.
No, it's okay.
No, I mean, I think that's a explanation that a lot of people want to hear, but I let's take LeBron out of this, like you said, because for as long as we can remember, LeBron hasn't, you can say he hasn't gotten the adequate amount of calls because of his size and the way that he plays. So officials think that, oh, bro, you can just absorb the contact. Even though I do think sometimes LeBron cries a little too much when it comes to calls, but that's neither here nor there. But what I'm saying is, we see a lot of times that a lot of these superstars or guys on the emergence of being superstars get these calls because these are the superstar calls. So when you look at a guy like Shaa, who's pretty much, most people have him in as the MVP, unfortunately, he's going to get some of them calls and he's going to get to the line. And I'm not saying that it's fair, because some of these things I look at it like, I don't care if he is a star or superstar. Yo, that's not a foul. Like, he barely sneezed on the man and you got him going to the line again.
Yeah.
But the league the officials have made it more than clear for a long time that certain guys are going to get the call. We've had athletes come out and refs say, hey, you're not getting that call. That person can get that call. You're not getting that call. And they've been blatant about it. So it's unfair, but I'm not surprised at all.
All right.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, Kobe didn't get those. I sat there with him for 7 years. Yeah. He didn't get that call. Shaq didn't get that call.
Oh, we know Shaq didn't.
And when they say, well, once you become a certain level, you get it. No, you don't. That's a lie. I only know 2 people who've gotten those calls. That's James Harden and Shea, because they're the best guys that, like, as soon as you touch them, going up and shooting shot. And if you look now, there's this guy that plays on Lakers that knows how to manipulate the refs too. AR, and get those calls. And because it's so weird, you watch something that Luka does. Now that I watch Luka more, AR, Luka gets those calls every once in a while, but because he's so big and strong too, that he's sometimes getting, sometimes done. And he doesn't get a lot of calls because, just like LeBron, he complains a lot. And I will give it up to OKC. They're very, very smart in the sense that, you know what? We ain't going to say shit. We ain't going to complain about no calls because we know we get a lot of bullshit that we shouldn't get. And I don't think that people understand. It has nothing to do against Shea. And that's what people are saying, oh, you're just mad at Shea. No, we're not mad at Shea. We mad at you don't treat everybody the same. And those everybody doesn't beat the other. That's a damn lie. We all earned our right to get to the NBA. We all were superstars at one point in our life. Just because we on that stage, think about this. If he's not getting no calls, is he the superstar now? Is he getting the same calls as everybody else? Will he be the superstar? And that's what people are mad about across the league. And people that's what they have to look at. And it had nothing to do with the fucking calls again. Just call me the same way. Because is Cade Cunningham a superstar?
No.
Not yet.
Is he on his way to be a superstar?
Could be.
I would think so.
If he got those calls, now he go from averaging 23 points to 33 points a game. Now he's a superstar, right? Bam.
Yeah, all right. So I think that was the core of JB's argument. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I want to play the rant too from JB, because I think it's worth playing in its entirety. It's a minute 27. But toward the end, you can really hear him. He starts slamming on the table. Like, dude was fired up. So let me play this before I kind of give my perspective on it.
I'm disgusted by the way that game was officiated. The level of disrespect was above and beyond. They have a guy fall down and trip on his own teammate's foot. They review us for a hostile act. They throw an elbow to our chest, neck area. I ask for him, at least take a look at it, right? Just show us the respect to take a look at it, okay? No one would take a look at it, okay? The disrespect has gone far enough, and I'm not gonna allow our guys to be treated the way that they were treated tonight. Okay? I tried to have a conversation with official. The official was arguing with Mark. I say his name one time, and he screams at me and tells me that's enough, right? We understand that we play a style of ball that's physical, it's on the edge, right? I coach my ass off with a passionate way. I'm into the games. Our players are into the games. We understand that, right? But we deserve a level of respect because we're competing our tails off and bringing something positive to this league, right? We're growing young players. Our young players are competing their tail off. The least that they could do is get the same respect that everybody else in this league gets and get refereed the same way that everybody else in this league gets ref. And enough is enough of it. And what you saw tonight was disgusting. It was a disgusting display of disrespect towards our guys and what we're trying to do.
What's up, motherfuckers?
Yeah, he has a lot of what I think are very valid points in there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not the first coach that we've had at a post-game press conference podium say the same shit this year. So if this is a chronic issue and it's got guys like, and now to his credit, even though Shaq didn't know who was coaching the team, he's coaching a hell of a job this year with the Pistons. And we've talked about this. And we're going to talk about Shaa Gil a little bit later. But he's coached his ass off. We can do that now if you want. But I think he's done a hell of a good job. And he's a fiery guy. You could see it in him on the sidelines. And to feel like you're not even getting a level of respect from officials that maybe other coaches are getting, that's got to be infuriating. Outside of the way the game's called, if you can't catch an official's respect, at least for like, hey, I need to have a conversation with you, and they're not allowing that to happen, that's problematic. And I mean, I always think back to Mark Jackson, who showed up that day at the press conference with the telestrator and sat there and started showing plays on the iPad. Like, look at this. Ready? Here you go. I'm going to show you this. That
was Brown?
Yeah.
Was Brown?
No, it was Mike Brown. Yeah, I'm sorry. Mike Brown.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's a chronic issue. Yeah. And the fact that it's not always the same coach at the podium saying it should show you, okay, maybe we need to take a better look at this. And to your point, Rob, if you're going to call a game a certain way, call it the same way for everybody. That's sort of the way rules work, right? Like, you don't let one kid stay out until midnight and then ground the other kid for being home 5 minutes after 10 when his curfew's 10 o'clock. It doesn't work that way, because then everybody's going to – if you bend the rules one way for one person, everybody's going to push the line until they find out how far you can bend the rule. And it just sucks, and it gets guys like Bickerstaff and many other coaches that we've seen talked about pissed off at the league. And you know what? He shouldn't have to sit at a post-game press conference and have to slam the table and say that and crumple up paper and walk out because he's so pissed off. And I get it. He runs emotional. He's a hot dude as far as his emotions go. I get it. But if that is to me symptoms of a systemic officiating problem in the NBA. Since we joked about Shaq, let's talk about Shaa Gil. I got to play this audio from the other night. This was too damn funny. This was when they were talking about the Pistons on TNT, and my boy here, he had a moment.
You said something very interesting about Cade Cunningham. Great player now at this stage. He plays at his own pace. Anybody that can consistently play at their own pace and put up numbers is a great player. I like the way he's playing. I like what Chauncey is doing. Those guys play hard. My favorite player on that team is Isaiah Stewart. Big body, hard guy. Like to knock people out, push people around.
No, I can't let this go. Like who? Who's doing it? You said Chauncey?
Chauncey's the coach, right?
Okay.
Portland. No. Chauncey, he coaches Portland.
I can't let this go.
JD Bickerstaff.
Yeah, Bickerstaff. That's what I meant. You know, first of all, I don't watch Detroit. How about that, boo-boo? I don't watch him. So, I messed up. I made a mistake.
You put a trail
What you freaking do?
But I mean this sincerely. I think you would enjoy watching the Detroit Pistons.
I don't really get to watch
They play hard. Cade is phenomenal. Jalen Duren's your kind of big.
Love Cade. I love Isaiah Stewart.
He didn't even know who was coaching the Pistons. And then he goes, I don't watch the Pistons. I'm like, okay. He just flat out said it.
Himself all over the board.
I love Big Man, but dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? So my favorite of this whole thing was the Pistons, of course, had to fire back. They put up a picture of Chauncey kissing the 2001 or 2002 Larry, or 2004 Larry O'Brien with like a dejected Shaq sitting on the bench. It goes, overlooked us in 2004 as well. I was like, bravo, Detroit.
I love it.
And then the Blazers retweeted that and said, hey, that's our coach. Props to those two social media teams for having a little bit of fun with Shaa Gil. But
come on, big fella.
Dude. But we've talked about this before on this show. The coaching carousel spins fast. Now, obviously, I think when in his brain, he saw Chauncey in a Pistons uniform and just correlated the two, knowing he coaches in the league, and for some reason his brain said Detroit because he's used to seeing Chauncey in a Detroit uniform. But there's been so many guys around. We didn't even know. We played a little round of it earlier this year, who he coached for.
Yeah.
Because it's like some of these guys, you come in and you're like, wait a minute, who's their head coach?
Yeah.
Who the hell's coaching where?
Like, I still can't tell you who coaches Charlotte Hornets right now.
Oh, I don't even know.
Oh, what's Buddy's name?
See, I can't tell you who coached
there's a
Brooklyn Nets either.
Oh man, who's the Nets coach? Oh my God, it's slipping me. I can't think of it. I can't think of it now. But it's okay. So it's an understandable slip. But man, they trolled the hell out of him for that. They trolled him so hard for that. And by the way, Chauncey's never. Oh come on, it's Quinn Snyder.
Shit! I thought Quinn Snyder was still in Utah.
No, what are you talking about? Who coaches in Utah?
Jenners, that ain't fair because on behalf of both of us, we were in Atlanta, so I can see Ori's problem. We're in Atlanta.
We're in the thick of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we criticize Quinn Snyder on the daily here, so it just comes with the term.
I did not know he was a coach. I thought he was in Utah.
No, he's been down here for a couple years. Yeah.
He's been a few seasons.
Yeah.
Has he?
Yeah.
Where the hell I been?
Utah cut him loose
on the West Coast.
Was it right after the Gobert trade? I think he ended up getting cut loose by Utah.
Oh shit!
Yeah. All right.
He's been here 2.5. Well, at the end of this season, I think it'll be 2.5 seasons.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. This is his second.
I know one thing. I know someone ain't gonna last long. It's either gonna be KD or Bud.
Oh man! All right,
that ain't gonna last long.
Let's talk about that.
Wait a minute. I saw a report. I don't know how true it is, but I saw a report saying that they could possibly get rid of Bud to appease KD. The only issue with that is, I thought they were gonna trade KD this offseason. So who you appeasing if you're gonna get rid of Bud to appease KD or trade KD?
Are they gonna trade KD? Because that was Windhorst saying that. That wasn't like the team.
I think they may. Yeah, that's fine, but I think they may look to trade KD because that ain't working.
But here's the thing: have you seen where Booker was a little pissed off at Bud too? So now you got two of your stars.
Oh, well, then you got to fire. You got to fire Bud.
But that should be your third coach in 3 years. That's a lot of money. Shit, let me get on that coaching carousel. I only take $3 million a year. Fire me the next year. Shit, I don't care.
Robert Horry lasts 12 games. You're gonna have like a Magic Johnson coaching run. You know what I mean?
Give me my $3 million. I'm gone.
I think Phoenix tried to do a little something, hoping that it was gonna work out. It just hadn't worked out. They lack depth. Their main guys have a hard time staying healthy. I think Bradley Beal just went out again, a few games ago, I believe. I don't know, bro. It ain't worked. It's not worked in Phoenix anywhere near what they thought it would. So that's done.
I mean, is it though? It seems like it's as much as I've heard about Durant, trading Durant. They're trading Durant. I haven't heard one word about to where or who.
They need to end it because they're not getting anywhere. They don't have any depth. They got rid of their depth when they put those three together. And if you're Phoenix, you got to get some more. You have to get some more assets. And the only one that you can trade, because you can't trade Bradley because he has no trade, and Booker is the franchise player. So the only option you have to get any, a boatload of pieces back is to trade KD. This ain't working.
Well, that's evident. I mean, the fact that we're having the conversation of who do you trade and who do you fire, obviously it's not working. Let's look, man, we mentioned this last week. After being declared the NBA champions about 2 weeks ago, the Lakers have now slid back to the 5 seed. So and by the way, at the 5 seed with the Warriors at 38-28, the Wolves at 40-29, the Clippers at 38-30, right on their heels. So you could blink again. And now the reports are LeBron's going to miss another week with the groin. So you could blink again and end up in the play-in if you're not careful. So,
yeah.
Like, how do you like, what's not working right now? Is it just the fact that LeBron's not in the lineup? Because that can't be the only thing.
Oh, that's the only thing.
Is the only thing?
Rudy. That's the only thing. I think that's 20 points a game that they're missing. And so LeBron, he causes so much havoc, causes so much attention that it makes it easier for a lot of other people. You're going to have to really, today they're in the 4th seed, and then they play Denver tomorrow, who's been resting up. And so now you got to see where Denver falls. And it's so weird because you forget this couple of weeks, the Rockets were like down at 7 seed. Now they number 2 seed. It's just that crazy.
Up. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 through 7 is like, every day you can blink and then someone's in move position. So, and the Clippers are, they're trying to, go to Cancun or something. They slipping the other way. But I think it has a lot to do with LeBron, Rui. They don't have their whole team because those guys, you think about it, the Lakers don't have a center. And LeBron, after Jackson Hayes, is the next best center because when they picked up Lynn, I'm like, what the hell are y'all doing? Y'all been better off giving me that fucking contract.
Yeah, he hadn't seen the floor yet, have he?
Like, shit, no. I'm like, no. So it's just weird. But LeBron makes that much of a difference for them.
Well, I mean, AR's had some good nights. Connect had a good night the other night. So you've got guys in there trying to fill that void, but I guess it's just not adding up.
I'm laughing because of Connect. Like, dude, you don't know how to hold on to the rim?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Out.
It's I don't know, man. It's just, look, it's just, on the flip side of this, though, you've got the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, and the Rockets all pretty much with the exact same record at the 2 seed. Only a couple games ahead. So it's not like you've fallen back to a point where you're like, oh shit, now we're like 5-6 games back and we're trying to fight to stay out of the play-in or anything. No. I mean, you're a 2, 3, 4 game swing away from being right back in the 2, 3, 4 spot. So it is what it is. But I think it was just funny that 2 weeks ago it was like, oh, everybody, Chad, Lakers are contenders. Lakers are contenders at the 2 seed, contenders, and at the 5 seed, and they're like, yeah, so about the Lakers.
They acting like a major piece of the puzzle ain't missing.
Right.
I mean, look, y'all. Nobody wants to see this Laker team fully healthy. Nobody wants to see this Laker team fully healthy. And I'm not saying that as if the Lakers are just gonna beat everybody. But the Lakers are gonna give anybody a hard time. And they're gonna give them some long nights. Pause.
Yeah. What's up, motherfuckers? Yeah.
What's up, motherfuckers?
Yeah.
But they're gonna give them a tough time in a 4-game series.
We'll see. There's a lot to shake out. We got what? Less than a month?
Less than a month.
How many games left? 10? 12? Some shit like that?
Something like that.
Not a lot. But yeah, it's going to come down to it. Listen, let's give the Magic a little credit. They ended the Cavaliers' 16-game winning streak the other night. And the Cavs, we talked about that. They'd won 14 in the last show. They rolled off 16 in a row. Here was the one that made me laugh. If you add up their 2 streaks this year, their 15-game to start the season and the 16-game streak the other night, 31 wins, is better than those 2 streaks are better than 7 teams totals in the East so far this season.
That's crazy.
Just on those 2 streaks, they won more games in that run than 7 teams in the East have won in their entirety so far this year. And let's talk about the two teams who are running the streaks right now. It's the Warriors and the Timberwolves are both on 7-game runs. So, and I didn't look at the scores last night, so this was yesterday I wrote this. Rockets, too, are up there. Mm-hmm. But the Warriors, man. It seems like this Jimmy Butler infusion's actually done wonders for them. Yeah, no, you were the one that said it. You said he was the right fit there. I'll give you credit. I'm giving you credit. But it has been, they've just looked like a different team. They've played, It seems like they're playing faster, and I don't know if that's just the illusion of Jimmy's just running a lot, but I don't know, man. The whole pace of that team seems to be completely stepped up.
I think when you add new energy to a team that's won championships, been there, done that, and I'm talking about Jimmy, think about it. Jimmy's been there, hasn't, gotten over the hump. And now you infuse his energy to all these old heads. It kind of gives him a little life. And he kind of, and he has you talk about the culture, the Miami culture. And he was one of those guys that helped, solidify that down in Miami. So now he brings that over to the Golden State Warriors. So they're like, okay. And you get these young guys to buy in because, you get tired of hearing Draymond's voice. We don't hear your voice anymore. And Steph, Steph don't really talk that much.
I was going to say, Steph doesn't seem like he's very vocal.
Yeah. Now you got Butler that comes in like, okay, now rev the engine up a little more. So I think he was a great infusion for this team to give him a little push,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're the way they're playing, they got a legit shot. I think they can make some noise here if they keep this intensity up. They keep finding ways to win games. But, I think you're right. I think with Jimmy and Steph and Draymond all on the same floor, I mean, you got a chance. You got a puncher's chance if you're the Warriors, man.
Because you think about it, let's say they finish whatever it is, and they have to play Golden State Warriors, had to play a young Houston Rockets team. That's a win for Golden State because of just the maturity and the understanding what's at stake and just going on like, okay, we've been there, done that. We don't need a timeout in this situation. We can go out and execute well. So
I think that'll be a little bit of a battle.
It'll be a battle, but I'm just
saying. How many games?
It'll be like 6 games, maybe 5.
Oh,
Golden State.
Okay, I was leaning more towards 6.
6? Mm-hmm.
Because I think as young as Houston is, I also think they're gifted enough to squeeze out 2 wins. Yeah. Like, and I understand that the Warriors like to run as well, but that Rockets team being young everywhere is just sometimes they'll just outrun you. Now they'll shoot themselves in the foot at some point in time because they're young and they're going to make those mistakes as young teams do.
Yeah, it comes with it. Yeah,
they are going to. Yeah, I think they're going to give Golden State some props.
I'm just saying anybody like Houston. To me, Houston Rockets and the Memphis Grizzlies are 2 teams that are so young and do some foolish shit that if you look at all the teams, they might have to play a veteran teams. The only team they would be young that might have to play is the Timberwolves. And still, though, they got playoff experience. A lot of it. So,
speaking of the Timberwolves, that's the other 7-game streak right now. Is the Timberwolves? They were all over the place early in the year, and they've just seemed to put it together the last few weeks. They've just been. I mean, Ant-Man's been Ant-Man, but
Julius Randle.
When Randle's back, they're on when he's on the floor. They've seemed to really have put it together the last few weeks.
Yeah, I think a lot has to do with Julius Randle coming back because when I watched them play the Denver Nuggets, Julius was just straight.
He was all over.
He was beating Jokic's own game. Julius is left-handed. He used that right arm as a battering ram. He was hitting him. He was just beating up Jokic with that arm. And so I was like, Jokic, damn, you got to taste your own medicine, huh? Yeah. So I think that has a lot to do when you got an enforcer. Think about it now, even though Ant-Man is not quote-unquote an enforcer, he's a bruising force out there on the court.
Plays very physical.
Yeah. And now you got Julius. Now you got 2 guys out there, even though, Nas and Gobert, you would think they would be that way, but they're really not being the bigs as those 2 guys that beat the fuck out of you.
Right.
Well, it's fun to see these teams get their proverbial shit together late in the season and when it matters most. And I don't know, man, it's gonna be fun. I think playoffs are gonna be a lot of fun. Because I feel like you got some teams that maybe ran up a record that, like you said with Houston, that were young, that got their shots in, and then they're going to have to take on some teams that are started hitting their stride that have been there and done that. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun playoff run. Well, I saw this. I wanted to mention this too before we get to Big Shot and we play rapid fire. The Mavericks, and I only bring this up because it may actually made my head spin when you look at this. How ravaged with injury the Mavericks are. Kyrie out. Prosper recently suffered a season-ending injury. Anthony Davis, Derek Lively, Gafford, all unclear, and now Exum, their starting point guard sidelined as well. So they're in this sort of like this new era of this franchise. But if they got to try and win this fan base back, I don't know how they do it. It's pretty much all bench guys on the floor right now, with the exception of a couple. It is just, they have been decimated. More so than I can remember a team being decimated in the NBA in a long time.
Yeah, and if crazy part, the playoffs started right now, they're in the play-in game.
I know, which is crazy.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
Which is nuts, but they are just, can you remember a team that has been that just crushed with injuries to guys that are effective starters, not just they lost some bench guys. Like, no, this is like most of their starting lineup.
Yeah, this is bad, man. You feel sorry for the team because you want to be able to put a good product out, especially when you lost your fan base like you did. Now you're sitting there struggling just to get someone on the court. Hey,
I'm starting to buy your conspiracy, bro. I'm starting to buy it.
Oh, man. What was my man name with Bebe Kids? He said, I was sitting on next to the bench. They put me in the game.
Yeah,
that's right. Man, I don't know, man. I'm starting to see those Vegas lights. for this team. Man, I'm starting to buy the conspiracy because it's like every time you get somebody on from the Mavericks ownership group, they're like, "Oh no, I think we're set up really well for the future." And it's like, oh, like, buddy, are you paying attention?
That's all right. They're gonna fall right out of the playoff picture. Don't even worry, because they're gonna continue to tumble.
So how do you, if you're the Mavericks though, how do you top it off? Oh, you build yourself a little hype video with some of the worst AI I have ever seen in my life. Like Anthony Davis with the rodeos and 6 shooters and Klay Thompson riding a bull, and like it is some of the worst AI shit I've ever I saw it. Google it.
Okay.
Google Mavericks hype video, and you're gonna watch it, and the whole time you're gonna be like, all right, this isn't real. Like, it's not real. And then you get this final shot of the pullout where it's on the big screen that somebody's filming it inside the arena. They're running it in the arena. It is horrible. It is some of the worst AI I've ever seen. And it's like, this is what you guys said. All right. And by the way, most of the people.
Prove this shit.
Right. And most of the people in the video are hurt. So it's like, what? Dude, it's epically bad. As far as bad stuff I've seen run in arenas, this might be up there as one of the worst ever. Did you find it? I see you both staring at your phones.
Yes, I'm looking at Klay Thompson.
Oh my God, dude, it's so bad. It's so bad. If you haven't
on a horse.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, by the way,
Kyrie in the streets of New York.
Throw a Google on it if you haven't seen it.
Don't even look. Come on, man.
And they run this in the arena. It's so like if it was just on the internet, I'd be like, all right, that was a bad try. They're playing this in game.
Mavs fan.
Ridiculous.
This is terrible.
Dude, it's so bad. But it's like, how does this franchise continue to make bad decision after bad decision after bad decision after like at some point you feel like somebody's going to step in and go, okay, all right, we're done. This was a nice try. Let's go ahead and stop everything down and reset, because this is.
If I'm one of the players, if I'm Kyrie or AD, yo man, don't put me in that shit.
Don't put me in that. No, AI me out of that Joker, man.
Who approved it?
Anthony Davis put me in street clothes and just sit me somewhere in that video, because I don't want to be in that. Oh man,
they all look like Shabuzi in this joint.
I know, dude, it's so bad. It looks like something that was made very cheaply on the internet, like a jib jab video or something, where they're all they take a still picture of your face and they put you on like a dancing bear or some shit. Right? Exactly. Yeah,
that's bad.
Oh,
that's
dude,
bad.
It's so awful, so awful. All right, by the way, if you haven't seen it, go ahead and throw a Google on it. You will laugh. All right, Rapid Fire is officially back. We're going to play Rapid Fire here in a second. First, I want to do Big Shot of the Week. It's going to go to a 3-year-old this week named Bridger Peabody. On the night of February 23rd, a woman whose name is, I can't remember find her first name here, Mrs. Lewis, we're going to call her. He calls her Gigi. It's Bridger's grandmother. She was babysitting Bridger while his parents took their sister to the emergency room for an injured finger. After picking up Bridger, she walked to her house. She uses a walker, and she tripped with the walker and hit her head on the concrete.
Oh, my goodness.
And then she was reaching for her phone, realized her phone was still in the car. So Bridger is 3 years old. It is the dark of night. And she's telling Bridger, can you please go to the car and get Gigi's phone? Because she's got to call somebody for help or she's going to bleed out on the front porch in front of her 3-year-old grandson. So Bridger's a little afraid in the dark, but he mustered up the courage to do it. And there's home security video of him walking to the car by himself, clutching his stuffed animal, saying to himself the whole walk, don't be afraid, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. And he walks to the car, gets her phone, gets the phone to his grandmother, who calls her daughter, who then calls 911. She had a concussion and had 22 staples in her head.
Damn.
She is okay totally good. Fine, full recovery, thanks to the fact that her 3-year-old grandson mustered up enough courage to walk to the car in the pitch black dark to get her phone to save her life. And he's just he doesn't think anything of it because he's 3. He's 3 years old. But the fact that he did that and managed to pull that together effectively saved his grandmother's life, because who knows? Because he said her head popped open is what he said. I mean, she hit the ground hard and tripped. And that's hard with old people. When you fall at that age, dude, it's so hard. We got so many people going through that now, where parents are falling and hurting themselves and stuff. But big shot of the week to Bridger Peabody, 3 years old, man. Good on you, young man. That's awesome.
Yes.
That's freaking awesome.
Hey, because I think about you. It's a difference of being afraid of the dark inside your house.
Right.
This dude is outside, so you know he was a little bit on the edge more than normal.
Can you imagine as a 3-year-old?
Yes.
Seeing your grandmother bleeding from the head in the middle of all this. So it's like trauma on trauma for this kid. And he did it. Don't be afraid. Told himself the whole walk to the car, don't be afraid. And I'm like, God bless that kid, man. Talk yourself up, because that's good stuff. It's time. It's time for rapid fire. I had somebody ask me if we haven't said, you guys haven't done traditional rapid fire in a while. I'm like, okay, bring it back then. What do I care? I'm thinking, by the way, Walmart or Waffle House will come back next week. I also had a bunch of people going, I want to hear Waffle. And then it's like, look, I could do Walmart or Waffle House every week on the show, but then it would get old. It would just get old. So we got to shelf it a little bit. We'll bring it back next week. But rapid fire is back. 60 seconds on the clock. General knowledge trivia. How many can you get? Robert Horry, it is your show. As I always ask, do you care to go first?
I'm going first today. Put a little pressure.
Okay. Rob likes to get the opening shots in. All right.
Because last time I didn't take the opening shot, it was some easy-ass questions.
Yeah, I know. They were softballs. Well, you know how this game works. They start easy, they get harder as they go. So, all right, Robert Horry from the top. Load him up with 60 seconds. Let's go. In the 1992 animated movie Aladdin, he summons a genie by rubbing a magic what?
Lamp.
Correct. What's the 3-letter code for the Los Angeles International Airport?
LAX.
Correct. Tangerine and carrot are shades of what secondary color?
Tangerine.
Orange. If I want a dirtier martini, I need to add juice from a jar of what?
Olives.
Correct. What brand of powdered cleanser shares its name with one of Santa's reindeer?
Comet.
Correct. All 4 interior angles of a square must total how many degrees?
90.
360. According to the song On Top of Spaghetti All Covered with Cheese, what did I lose when somebody sneezed?
Meatball.
Correct. What bird is also a verb that means to repeat?
He did good. I think he had like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Parrot.
Parrot was what I was looking for there. A bird
totally
that's also a verb that you have to repeat. Let's see. You got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good.
I'm so mad about
5. You got 5.
I got 5.
You got 5. That's pretty good. But yeah, you missed orange.
Can I get a point 4?
On what? On the fact that you got 25% of a
Yeah,
square's
20,
angle?
90 degrees.
Yeah. 90 degrees. They all have to add up to 360. Yeah, they all have to add up to 360.
I didn't hear the add part.
I was told there'd be no math on the show. All right, Harp. 60 seconds. You got to beat 5. Let's go. What Mexican party decoration do kids hit with a stick in hope of releasing the candy inside?
Pinata.
Correct. What massive river spans more than 4,000 miles of South America?
Amazon.
Correct. Named for indigenous American tribes, what type of military aircraft are Apaches, Chinooks, and Comanches?
I don't know.
Helicopters.
They're helicopters. Rob got
it.
What pop star began re-recording several of her hit albums in 2020 after a dispute with a celebrity manager?
I can't remember.
Taylor Swift. The Sicilian Defense and the Queen's Gambit are 2 popular opening moves in what classic board game?
Chess?
Correct. What U.S. state's panhandle borders the Gulf of America? Oh, man.
That's Florida.
I said the Gulf of America. Too.
Florida.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. You got.
I don't listen to Taylor Swift.
Pinata. You got.
I don't
Amazon,
either, but I knew that.
And you got chess. Yeah, even if I gave you Florida, that would only have been 4. That was
have either of you guys seen Queen's Gambit?
I have not. No, I've heard it's great.
It's good.
I didn't know
to watch it.
I didn't know the helicopter one.
Yeah.
You didn't?
Apaches, Chinooks, and Comanches are all helicopters. Yeah. Apache helicopter.
I've never.
You ever heard of Apache helicopters?
I guess. Okay.
Yeah, and Comanche helicopters. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's
Sorry.
okay.
I don't own one.
I don't either.
I don't. Yeah.
I used to play enough video games to know the Apache coming in.
That's right. Yeah. Rob plays Call of Duty. He ain't got money. That's all that is.
Nah, he got money. He just don't own a helicopter.
No, he don't have helicopter money. He ain't got helicopter money. No.
Hey,
Look, I know you well enough.
Rob, don't let Rob count your pockets.
No. Look, man, if you got helicopter money, you and I need to have a conversation because I'm just saying. All right.
If you do, I just want to ride in a helicopter.
Dude, I'm scared of helicopters.
Really?
Yeah, I've been scared of helicopters for a long time. Like, I don't do private planes. I don't do helicopters.
I've been up in one a couple times, and I'll tell you what, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
I'm not. It's so funny. The last time I was on a private plane was with Shaq, and that was back in 2002, maybe? One?
Had to be probably one of those days,
It's
right?
a long time ago, and I was on that motherfucker white knuckling like crazy.
Rob okay? No, he's having a panic attack. He's all right.
That's a lot of weight on that plane.
It wasn't this Shaq and it wasn't this Rob, okay? It was it's about 300 pounds light.
Today's Rob and Shaq fly commercial.
Exactly.
We need more engines on this.
Oh boy.
All right, let's go for round two. Harp, you get to go first.
Oh, gee.
Let's load them up. 60 seconds, here we go. Hopefully you don't need a memo to know that memo is short for what word?
Memorandum?
Correct. Usain Bolt competed in track for what country?
Jamaica.
Correct. The webpage for NBC has a dun-dun button you can press to play what signature sound effect from what show?
Oh. Pass.
Law and Order.
Law and Order. I knew it. I knew it.
What Star Wars character is voiced by James Earl Jones?
Oh, Darth Vader.
Correct. What G word is the term for altering boundaries of an electoral district to favor one political party?
Grand gesturing?
Oh, close. Gerrymandering.
Oh, gerrymandering.
Big Red Bubblegum spent 35 years as the #1 selling gum featuring what spicy flavor?
Red Hot?
No, cinnamon.
Oh, that's right, cinnamon. I ain't had a Big Red in so long.
I know. It's been a minute. All right.
Cinnamon.
Well, because once you chew it once, the flavor gone.
It was. That's my favorite meme on the internet right now is how long does it last? There's just a picture of fruit stripe gum. It's like that long.
Hold on, it was Jerry. What was the
gerrymandering?
Gerrymandering.
When
That's what it is.
You mess with boundaries.
I've heard of that before. Yeah.
So let's see. You got memorandum.
I would have said jerry rig.
You got Jamaica. You would have been close, and you got Vader. So you got three. All right, Rob. You got to beat 3.
He'll beat 3
to close this joker out. Let's throw 60 seconds up, and let's do it. Rob, if I get 40 winks, it doesn't mean I'm flirting with you. It means I'm taking a short what?
Nap.
Correct. OMG, your online crush wants to meet IRL. What does IRL stand for?
I have no clue.
In real life. Your kneecap or your armpit, what is your doctor examining if he's checking out your axilla?
Your armpit.
Correct. If you're shopping at Sam's Club, you're shopping at a store that's owned by what other megastore corporation?
Walmart.
Correct. Black Panther or Dark Knight, what was the first superhero movie to receive an Oscar nod for Best Picture?
Black Panther.
Correct. The Mirage, Outlander, and Eclipse are all models of what car brand?
Chevy.
Mitsubishi. What is the past tense of think?
Oh.
Correct. In an attempt to focus on its virtual reality platform, Facebook's parent company renamed itself what?
Meta.
Harp got it. Let me see here. I think you crushed this, though. So you got
he got 5.
You got armpit, you got Walmart, you got Black Panther. Yeah, you got 5.
He got 5.
That's a big win for Rob.
He got that win. He's back on a win streak now after being on that losing streak for a minute.
Yeah,
that was a long losing streak too.
he was on the Suns for a minute, but now he's back on the Spurs.
Thank God for towels.